Find the best one. And along with Adair Palmer here, tonight we're going to be discussing some of the different professions, tradies and services that we are helping people find and locate the very best and avoid the worst. And tonight we're going to be talking about some of the ways of finding good people, identifying what makes them the best for you to be able to use. And I think I'll pass over to Adair because we're going to start talking about one of her interested topics for right now.
Oh, right now. I have several topics right now, but we've got actually somebody in the lobby, in the green room. Leslie, hi. I can't see you, but I can see that you have joined us, whether you clicked on the guest link or the broadcast link, I don't know. If you can hear me, I can't see you in the I can't see your image, but I can see that you're there. It's just a grey square, so I can't bring you on until I see your image. If you're not meant to be in the lobby, Leslie, just hop out and then come in and watch the broadcast and comment from there. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and thank you for coming into the lobby, Leslie. I'm not quite sure whether you want to be there or not. No, she's gone. Leslie, come back.
And if you've got a question, Leslie, we'd really look forward to getting that and seeing how we can help you with whatever aspect it is. But I think we were talking just before the show started a little bit about real estate agents and having properties to sell or looking at buying them, or maybe even looking to rent a place. And there are some very good real estate agents out there. And of course, some maybe that you might not want to use. So over to you, Adair.
Thanks, Tony, for getting me back on track. I just saw a squirrel. No, I just saw Leslie. Real estate agents. Now, we so recently sold our, I would call it investment house or divestment house, and we interviewed several real estate agents to get the one that we thought was the best one. And I actually enjoyed working with Andrew. His job wasn't easy. And a shout out to Andrew from Horizons Real Estate, because I think he did that the house wasn't in the best condition, and he did the best he could under the circumstances. So I should actually go into and give him a rating, shouldn't I? We were
definitely to do. That's one of the things I would just like to quickly say is Andrew should get that pat on the back from you by being recommended in there, and so that other people can see that he's done a great job, and that gives them extra confidence to be able to say this is a real life rating by a real person here in South Australia, rather than some anonymous person somewhere around the world that's being paid to put in a rating or a review.
That's exactly, I think that's one of the beautiful things about this website, Tony, is that we can be sure that it is real people from South Australia who are using real services, who like provided and by real people, and giving the ratings that you know that you can rely on. That's I think one of the underpinning principles or premises of the website when you came up with the brainchild for it. And I think that's one of the things that really attracted to me to working with you on this project. So I think that's really one of the best things, which really means that. So next time I'm looking for a real estate agent, or if you're looking for a real estate agent, and I've rated Andrew and other people have rated Andrew and their own real estate agents, you can go and you can search for real estate agents, and you can find the one that is word of mouth rated the best, and you will be able to see the star ratings that they get. You'll be able to see where they're located. You can click on their links to go into their little part of the website, the Find the Best One website, and you can then help build that community and build those ratings let's go back a step. You can find a real estate agent that's going to suit your needs. And even if you picked 3 to interview from that pool of people, once there's a pool of people there, because we're still in soft launch, we are still looking for people to help us build the website, which is why we're here. Part of the reason why we're here, because it's a bit chicken and egg, isn't it? So it's like saying we can't launch a website without having stuff on it, but we can't have stuff on it till we launch the website. So so this is where your help comes in handy. So actually, I've got a little call to action here. I'm going to put it up. If you have any questions, or if you do want to share anything, please pop it in the comments, or click on the link above. There's a clickable link above if you're on your PC. If you're on your mobile phone, I don't think you can click the link, which makes it a bit more awkward. But pop in, and we'd love to hear your experiences about anything, whether it's a real estate agent, a mechanic, a hairdresser, or a plumber, or a builder, any of those. So we're open to discuss this. But we're actually looking now for a property developer rather than a real estate agent, and we're looking between the three properties that like we're in the middle and the neighbours either side. Perhaps we might be able to look at the three properties combined, and so going directly to a property developer might be a way to, we haven't made any decisions yet, but might be a way to cut out the middleman of the real estate. But like, oh yeah, of course, we all hang out with property developers, don't we? So
well, that's an example of one of those things that you may or may not use. Now, one of my nieces just recently gave birth. Lovely little girl. And the thing is, she didn't know about all the different things about how to select a midwife or a gynecologist. And that's not the kind of thing you're not going to do every day. And along the way, especially me, but along the way has found out a lot about the things that she wished she knew beforehand. And it would have been great if she could have been pointed towards somebody. And she has private health. She decided that was the way to go when they were talking about starting a family. And it is a very complex area of knowing who to look for and who to find. And dare I say it, it's very much more personal than even a real estate agent. But a real estate agent has got to be somebody that you can work with, talk with, that can help you make the best decisions, because it's a big aspect to your life as well. But similar kind of thing, it's not just about looking for cafes and coffee shops and restaurants, although those are in there. It's really about trying to make some of those bigger decisions on people to work with and help you make the best choices.
Yes, and I think that is the one of the beautiful things about the website, again, is that you've got that there. It's a great resource when it's populated. And I think that's having the, if people did rate their midwives and gynecologists and paediatricians, and that it would actually open up as a huge resource for many aspects of our lives. And I think if you look at the categories on the website, there are different categories where they pretty much cover every stage of your life as well. So if
yes, literally from birth through to schooling, childcare, all the way through to aged care. We've already looked at some of those areas in more detail in the program. But it is good to be able to try and help people make those decisions, because we're totally inundated with advertising. And I think quite a lot of it can be deceptive almost, let alone just confusing, complex, misleading, but actually downright deceptive at times. And we need to be able to look through some of that to be able to see what's underneath the truth. But there's no substitute for doing what you did with Finding Andrew, is actually see people and talk to them and try and judge that genuineness. But if you can narrow it down to who you see from a good advisory site like Find the Best One, it just is going to make your life a lot easier and quicker.
And I think, and it does cut down, like you said, quicker. It cuts down on the time that you do the research, and especially if you don't know where to start. So, you know, I suppose, you know, you could look in the online yellow pages is a good place, but if you're wanting someone to, you know, for whatever you're looking for, but if you had someone somewhere that you could just pop in and just go, all right, well, what do my neighbours, what do my friends, what do other people around in that area think of this particular trade or service or even product that people produce? So I think there is a huge benefit there. Now, I was going to also talk about accounting as well, because we are, Fiona, my business partner, and myself are now in the market for an accountant. And we actually decided that we would do the same thing as we have. You know, it's like the old-fashioned way. We select a few, and then we interview, and then we pick one that we like. So, or you know, one of the things is they must know Xero accounting package. So that's the kind of thing that we'd be interested for us as, you know, like people that looking for. And I guess even if you're not in business, we have our personal accountant, and I've rated him already. So because Theone and I said, well, she has her personal accountant as well. So we said, well, what we do is we would find 3 independent people, and then we'd talk to them, and then we'd check, you know, choose one as well. So it's sort of like a bit impartial and fair. So if we, so you were saying that you just, hey, I've got a good accountant. You said that.
and I have, but that also illustrates another point about these things is with Find the Best One, it's there for people to keep a record of all their people. So I do have an account on Find the Best One, but I'm very wary about not putting myself in there as me, because I feel it would be maybe conflicting. I'm just a bit wary about that. But it's something that I use myself to keep a record of all the people that I use. And I can quickly go in there and just, right, I haven't used an electrician for a while. Let's go back in and see who it was I used last, who's the best rated I've done. And over the years, I've probably used 4 or 5 electricians. And for certain jobs, some of them are better than others. With an accountant, though, you're just really going to get one and stay with them for a long time if they're doing a good job. But that kind of information about knowing that they deal with MyOb or QuickBooks or Xero in your case, and finding somebody that's an expert in that. And my accountant that I use is really good with QuickBooks, which is something I've used over many years. And but he's a really good person to talk with. And it's not just about doing the numbers. He makes the numbers seem easy.
Oh my God! If anyone can make numbers seem easy, I need to speak to
them. So I definitely recommend Paul Salis Accountants. They are down in the city.
Yeah.
One of the aspects of the website is people may not want to travel too far to find their specialists. So it has got to find somebody near me that's highly rated as well. And as you said, as we build up the number of actual ratings for people, keeping their own list of people that they recommend and will use again, it allows people to be able to find somebody nearer to them that's a good quality person. Because I don't think there's such a thing as the best, full stop. It depends, doesn't it?
And I think some people might find that they'll resonate better with others or the service. And like I said before, we've decided to go with the Xero accounting package. And your accountant uses, if they're a specialist in QuickBooks, we would go, well, maybe we want to look for somebody who does use Xero. So, and it's not that your accountant would be bad or not the best, because that accountant is the best for you. So.
That's right. And that's what it's about is finding that particular one that's best for you and your circumstances. Now, it might be he's also an expert on Xero. One of the good things about him is he's relatively young, in his 40s, but he keeps on top of all the developments that are coming out through the ATO, through things like software packages, etc., and constantly keeps upskilling his knowledge so that he can pass on that advice to the people that he works with, his clients. So I certainly recommend him, but that's what the website is doing as well. It's like spruiking for people that you find are good to work with, and it is like giving them a pat on the back.
And I think that sort of, I don't believe that you can buy that sort of advertising. You can't, because if people put you in there and give you good ratings because you've done a great job and they're genuine, legitimate, authentic people who have had a genuine, legitimate service from you, and you get in there, and then someone else goes to search for that particular service and you come up, they can know that it is a genuine person and they are the best one, so they're worth talking to.
Yes.
I think it's a great way to get yourself promoted, or get yourself, like your business, giving it a promotion purely by giving good service. How easy is that?
Yes, yeah. And yes, there are, as I say, lots of ways people could advertise, and using a whole plethora, even sticking things on the pavement so you walk over somebody's advert. But at the end of the day, really, knowing that real people have put in real reviews and given real opinions is by far the better way to be able to then go in and maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3, pick from those people and see which I find the best. It is going to save you a lot of time and effort.
My partner in crime is here. Can you see that pop up, Tony?
No, I can't see anything on my side.
Okay, so Theone, I've just popped a comment up. Theone says she was watching the best one. Only the best one for me. What? Oh, no such. She agrees. Sorry, no such thing as the best one. Only the best one for me. It's like how everyone has a different opinion on who has the best cup of coffee. Hang on. That wasn't the comment that I put up. The comment I put up was, hey, she was watching us on a different page, didn't realize comments don't pop up here. Hashtag Brainiac. All right, bit of humor. I'm going to rate Theone as the best comedian. I'm actually going to rate Theone as the queen of fundraising. Do you know what she's managed to do?
No.
She's actually managed to fill a room to capacity, oversold tickets to the quiz night on the 1st of June. Did you buy yours, Tony?
I totally feel embarrassment. Well, okay, sorry.
Well, that's all right, because we'll get you at the ball. So she managed to, and it was 2 weeks out, and she was talking to the soccer club at Campbelltown and saying, is there more room for more people? And they're going, no, they're actually licensed for 245, but that's sort of standing cocktail style.
Yes.
And physically fitting in tables and trestles, we've got 212, I think. So
wow.
We thought 170, and then Theone's laughing, saying, "Hey, you'll have to buy your tickets to the ball early."
I will. So, say a little bit more about that fundraiser so that other viewers can know, and we'll pop a date on it as well for those that are watching the replay.
Well, Theone, if you want to jump in, if I'm allowed to ask her in, because this is she's saying, Theone, I'll try and get her the link. Just hang on. You can keep chatting and I'll see if I can find it.
Okay, you're going to find that, and I'll just say a little bit more. there is quite a lot of different areas in life that we don't know that much about, and we are called on to find someone to help out, whether it's clearing out the drain or building a new fence or maybe putting an aerial on the roof. And trying to find the best person to help with that can be a challenge. And there are a huge plethora of different rating sites out there, from Yelp and through to even Google itself is doing ratings on different things. So one of the things we've started to do with Find the Best One is take those best ratings and monitor them to make sure it's not just one person doing a 10, but where there's a group of people that have rated and reviewed a place or a person or a trade, and started adding those in with the source of where they come from. So if you go in there and you're doing a search for restaurants at the moment, you'll find quite a lot that are have been rated and have won awards by some of the food sites. I think we've got.
There we go. Fiona, like nothing like sort of going, "Hey, girl, get over here."
You're in.
And
Hi there,
yes,
Fiona.
sir. Yes, sir. Hi, how you going, Tony? Good to see you again.
I'm
And you,
good
of
to
course,
see you
Adair.
as well.
And you,
She's
of course,
always
we see each other
a
at least.
powerhouse. But you could remind me about the ball, but also tell other viewers about the event and what it's for would be really great.
Yeah, totally. So we're raising money for Kidney Transplant and Diabetes Research Australia, affectionately known as KTDRA, because we like just shortening everything. They're an affiliate program of the Hospital Research Foundation, and they don't get any government funding or anything like that. So they rely purely on grants and donations, basically. So it's a long story, so I won't get into the long story, but my husband was diagnosed with an ultra rare, life-threatening blood disease that affects the kidneys, which is why we decided, this charity, I just wanted to put the focus into something positive. So
Yes.
we were going to have a quiz night last year, but somehow that evolved into a ball because, they're the same thing.
Yeah, because I should have learned from just watching you do that, Theone, that, let's just, hang out and do some business together. It's going to evolve into something like, whoa.
Yeah. So last year we ended up having a ball. We had a ball having a ball. And we raised just under $50,000 with that one event, for KTDRA.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and it's actually my husband's kidney specialist research group, which is why it was just another reason why them. And so we decided to make it an annual event. So his doctor is actually on my fundraising committee, and as is Adair, because I told her, and she's loving every minute of it. It's actually nice. It was actually nice to hear. She's been learning from me, which is a complete turn of the tables.
I was going to say, I felt like very inadequate when we have the committee meetings and Theone's going, here, we're doing this and this. And then it's like, oh, my God, this woman knows so much about fundraising and she's such a superwoman at it.
How much did I know about fundraising this time last year, though? Nothing.
Well, it
shows passion can achieve amazing things.
Totally.
Awesome.
Well, Adair says, I feel inadequate. Guess what? Because of her, do you know what we scored today? I bet you don't know because you haven't told him, have you?
No.
5AA, as in the radio station.
Yes.
Donating for our auction for the ball a $3,000 advertising package. So for a business to bid on the night, so $3,000 advertising package they're donating to the ball.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that happened because Adair had a connection there, and she made contact with this woman.
It was a connection,
and not a connection. We often have connections.
Just in case you misheard that.
That's it. So Adair made that connection, and then we got chatting, and I sent her our story and whatever, and who we're fundraising for and why and what we're raising awareness for, because it's to raise awareness for the illness my husband has, but the money is obviously for something much bigger than what we are.
For everybody to benefit, for everybody potentially in the future.
for kidney disease and diabetes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, because what my husband has affects less than 2 in a million globally. So it's not, it's some. So what we're raising money for is something much broader than what he's got, but we're raising awareness for what he's got. And so the quiz night, as Adair said, we sold out completely, oversold. I shouldn't just say sold out, oversold 2 weeks ahead of time. So now, which is great, which has taken that pressure off. So now all we need to do is get more. We need more, raffle items and that kind of thing. So that's what we're up to at the minute, which just takes the pressure off ticket sales. Yeah.
So when we say a ball, do I need to get out my top hat and tails and polish my shoes?
Ooh, this is,
preferably. So we had, it was a black tie event. But I'm not strict on the black tie. Definitely formal, but I'm not strict on the black tie. But I'd love to see someone rock up in a top hat and tails.
Daddy would do that.
Well, I think what we need to do is add that into our newsletter that goes around to members.
A save the date is coming out within the next 2 weeks, like an official save the date. I've already got a flyer that we sent out earlier in the year on World Kidney Day to a few people because there was an event for World Kidney Day. So we put out a save the date. But now we've secured 2 sponsors, one major sponsor and another sponsor. On the official save the date, we want their details to go on this. So we're just waiting on the official, for them to send me their logos and things. So within the next couple of weeks, we're sending out the official save the date for the ball.
Fabulous.
We'll make sure
Fabulous.
that we get
make sure we get it. We'll put that in. On Find the Best One, there is a category for rating charities, and I think that's something that get in there and just pop that in there. And what we do is we pick a charity and make sure that we give out vouchers that say we will donate to charities.
Okay.
On that, sorry, I think I can cancel that call. We'll see what else we can do besides me coming along with my top hat and tails, which I would have to hire, by the way. I don't really have one.
No, look.
You've said it out loud, Tony. Come on.
I hired my husband's suit last year and stuff because he needed to. I didn't want to buy him a suit because he needed to put on weight. He'd lost a lot of weight, and I was like, I'm not spending money on a suit now. And all things going well, it doesn't fit him in 3 weeks' time.
That's right.
So hiring's a way to go. His weight fluctuates, so hiring's a way to go. He's looking at me saying, "You're talking about me. This is global. It's all good. It's just me, Adair, Tony, and the rest of the world listening to this."
There's only 2.2 billion people on Facebook.
Yeah, there are only 2.2 billion people on Facebook. Don't worry about it.
All right, we'll wind it up in a moment. So we'll let you go and have dinner.
Just before you dash off, and that's a great thing there, anything that you would like, you're looking for in the way of some person to help with besides the fundraising, something that you're looking for at the moment? Maybe we can talk about that for the last couple of minutes. So Adair's looking for an accountant.
Tradie hanging doors yet?
We are, no, that is actually, Jerry's been doing the ring around looking for a tradie for doors. We need some internal doors. So that is what we did discuss. I did bring this up a few weeks ago, but I haven't done it. But then I haven't done anything about it since. So whatever. So whether it's somebody who will make the doors. Sorry, go ahead.
And that's the thing. It's what level of it. So handymen can quite easily hang a door, and if your door frame is standard size, easily buy something from Doors
It
R
is,
Us.
but it isn't. It is, but it isn't.
It's on a slope, is it?
It's our floors aren't flat, but when we bought the house, there were tiles at the front of the house, but we laid slate. So the tiles that were there came out, but we've laid slate on top of the concrete, which was higher. So we've had to shave the bottom of the doors that were here, but we had to shave more. You know how there's a little bit of give around the frame? We had to shave a little bit more than what we really should have. As in what the door would allow, I should say. We had to shave more than what the door would allow before it's stuffed. So I don't know if we're going to need to get them custom made. I'm hoping not.
And that's where maybe a carpenter would come in that could do that. They do all sorts of built-in things with wood. But it still might be possible, and maybe a discussion with somewhere like Doors R Us and just getting a bit of the lie of the land.
Yeah,
and
someone who knows what they're talking about.
And quite often they're able to recommend a selection of people. So I found a tiler by going to a tiling shop and just asking them who they rated, and they gave me 3 or 4 that had done jobs for people that they know. And got good ratings.
I went to Bunnings and thought I'd be able to get referrals from them, but because they have tradies they send out, and they charge an absolute fortune.
Yes.
So they obviously weren't willing to give out referrals, because then that's taking business away from their business, which is fair enough.
Yes,
So I did get a quote from them, and it was an arm and a leg and a door.
An arm and a leg, not a door.
And that was without the hinges. I still had to buy the hinges.
Oh, crikey.
How one of your kids?
Sell one of my kids. I don't think I could.
And also following that is I've seen that there are a couple of carpenters now that have been put in there. And what I did is I used some other sites that have got more content than us and just look for, and so those 3 have got multiple reviews that do indicate that they're pretty good. But maybe try those and just see about getting a quote.
I have been told a carpenter is not what I want. It's more a handyman, but that depends on if we can fit a standard door in there.
And it is that, and how much of shaving off needs to be done. But a good, competent handy person could do that.
Yeah.
And would be probably less than a carpenter.
Between you, me, and 2.4 billion people. Between you, me, and 2.4 billion people, it's not Jerry. Not a competent handyman.
Well, I know.
And it's not mine either.
And I know quite a few
there's an ongoing joke that Jerry would knock the house down just trying to get a nail in the wall. You use jackhammers for that, don't you? You use a jackhammer to hammer in a nail in the wall, don't you?
Not generally.
I think it's time, Theone. Go get your dinner. We're live.
Unfortunately, we've got to wind up because I think you've got another date with Destiny in a very short while.
We do, and I'm going to try and eat something before that one. So I'll let you go. Nice chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for jumping in, Theone.
Thanks you for being there. All the very best, and I look forward to seeing that information about the ball.
Oh, wow. So, you think, how are we going to fill half an hour? And next minute, we're over time. So,
Anyway, I'll let you wind up. I know you've got something on there. Yes, we'll see how we go. I'll give you some report on some of the other things that I've been doing as well, but not for now.
Okay, brilliant. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for Find the Best One tonight. Join us every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time. Well, we're in South Australia and we're focused on South Australia for Find the Best One and learn how to find the best and avoid the worst.
Look out for the newsletter. Thank you.